Welcome to another edition of your Monday, Wednesday, Friday morning workout talk, brought to you by Literary Pharaoh. High today of 85, low of 72, scattered cloudy, scattered thunderstorms, and anyway, guys, I'm just being silly, man. Talking in my meteorology voice. Yeah, man, it's Monday. Headed to the gym like I normally do, keeping that in my routine, as I've done for years now. And one thing I've realized, and I want to just tell you guys, is that, if you do work out, remember your rest and your diet is just as important, and I would argue even far more important than your actual workout. When you go to the gym and you push yourself and you don't feel like you did a good job, you did do a good job because you pushed yourself. The idea to go to the gym and do something and not feel like you've done anything is not a good workout. Like if you go to the gym and you work out and whatever you did was like easy breezy, then that means you didn't push yourself. It's supposed to be workout. You're supposed to feel fatigued. You're supposed to feel a degree of discomfort. All that is part of working out. And just because you may not push as much as you want is okay. We aim high, and sometimes we may not hit our target, and that's fine, but continue to aim high. But after you're done with working out, what you decide to put in your mouth afterwards and how much you rest is gonna determine your gains. I look at people sometimes who go to the gym every day. I'm like, when do you give your body a chance to rest? And even the people who say they're working out different body parts, I get it. I get it. Maybe one day you're doing biceps, and another day, one day you're doing biceps and back, and another day you're doing, triceps and chest or whatever. But I don't know. To me, I work out every day, but my working out every day is different. Like on Monday, I'm going to the gym. All right. Tuesday, tomorrow, when I wake up in the morning, I'm going to be doing my yoga workout. But that's nothing but stretching. So I'm gaining big time, because when you stretch your muscles, that's how you're going to see the growth. Because whenever you go to the gym, you're essentially just tearing down your muscles. That's how you grow your muscles. You break it down, and then it grows. Break it down, then it grows. But if you continue to break down your muscles without giving it proper rest, then what you're doing is just creating broken muscle tissue that never grows. And that's why you see people who go to the gym every day and they look the same. Like they have no growth, depending on their goal. But I'm talking about, I've seen guys in the gym who are lifting weights. I'm sure you're lifting weights to gain muscles. They have no curvature. They have no striation, no muscle striation. It's just blah. I'm like, damn, you work out. Like, you've been going to the gym longer than me, and you look the same. For these past couple of months, I've decided to start lifting a little bit heavier, and I'm starting to see the difference in my physique that quickly. Why? Because I rest. Because I don't go every day. And the days that I don't go, I'm stretching. I don't do anything on Saturday and Sunday. So essentially, I only go to the gym 3 times a week. And that's Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And on Tuesday and Thursday, I just do yoga. That's what I do. That's it. Like, don't make this working out thing harder. Just simplify. And even if you can only go twice a week, just do something. That's my main point that I'm trying to make here. Just do something. I got in the car today, and my radio was on 97.5 or 92.5 ESPN radio down here in Houston, Texas, where I reside. And there was a commercial that came on. It was talking about getting rid of cancer, and it had people, it had little excerpts taken out of people's conversations about their determination to rid themselves of cancer. These were actual cancer patients, and it just further pointed to the psychosis of this culture that we live in. the insanity that we live in. You have these people talking about, I'm determined to beat this. We're all collectively together. We can come together and fight cancer. Like, it's stupid. You can't fight. Like, how can you fight something that you're providing? Cancer is provided by the culture, by all the radiation that we're exposed to, all the electromagnetic fields that we are bombarded by. That's all strewn and put everywhere in our atmosphere. The foods that we eat, all the radiation that we put in our foods with all the microwaving that we do, all the processed foods that we eat, the alcohol that we consume, the processed meats. The stress levels of Americans are very high because everyone's working themselves to death, literally. And you're talking about curing cancer. No, the cure for cancer is to cure the culture. You can't eradicate cancer unless you eradicate the current culture as it's currently constructed. That's just common freaking sense. All right? That's analogous. I like to have these parallelisms and these comparisons because it sort of drives the point home. It's like a woman being with an abusive husband that's beating the S out of her every day. And then she says, I'm going to try to find a way to stop getting beat. But she remains in a relationship. No, you can't find a way. You're not going to stop getting beat until you remove yourself from that toxic relationship, from that toxic man. Same thing with the culture and cancer. Until we remove ourselves from this culture and kill it symbolically, the cancer rates are going to stay the same. And I would argue, some of the medicines, I'm not going to say some, all of the medicines that are put forth through the allopathic means of medicine. And when I say allopathic, I mean the Western form of medicine. We're dispensing medicines in laboratories. We're talking about synthetic drugs. Those are cancer causing too. You say how? Those are proven to cure symptoms. Yeah, they're proven to mask symptoms, and they provide you with side effects. I talked about this last time on my morning workout talk. I'm not going to talk about it again. And sometimes you may see me repeat myself on these morning workout talks. There's no rhyme or reason. I just get in the car, start driving, and start running my mouth. So I don't have like titles. That's why every time you see the title of the videos, this is called morning workout talk. I don't have a specific subject matter or a particular objective that I'm trying to get across. It's just me talking. Okay? So yeah, man, you're not gonna cure something that's provided. You can't take little doses of arsenic every day and wonder why you're sick, and then saying that I'm gonna try to cure my illness. You're gonna cure your illness by stop taking the damn arsenic. All right, that's what you do. The culture we are in. When I say culture, it encapsulates everything that we do, what we eat, how we live, how we breathe, how we sleep, the air quality, everything. That's the culture. The embracing of wage slavery, the embracement of working to eat, which feeds your stress levels. Cancer. Every form of Western medicine, it's a danger to your biochemistry, and a danger to your genomes, and a danger to your health. You say, oh, how is it? Well, you continue to trust Western medicine, and continue to trust your local doctors. And I'm not a physician, just common sense. Just because someone gets a degree and they call themselves a doctor, I don't give you respect because of that. Because if you've been taught garbage, why should I honor and extol garbage? If you've been taught the wrong thing, all right, 99.9% of doctors in the West are not taught nutrition. Nutrition is a key cog. It's an integral part of health. You can't be in medicine without talking about nutrition. All diseases are symptoms or effects of lack of nutritional deficiencies. If someone doesn't have certain minerals, vital minerals, hence vitamins, this is why people take supplements. If you don't have certain vital minerals inside your body, then you are going to be lacking that particular chemical or drug. And if you lack that drug, it sends a ripple effect through your body. Therefore, you're going to be at dis-ease. Your body's not going to be at ease. It's not going to be at equilibrium. And if it's not at equilibrium, you get dis-eases. Your body is not at ease. And the dis-eases that you get start to emit symptoms that come in various ways. Whether it's inflammation, whether it's diabetes, obesity, goes on and on. Or you may have too much of something that's bad, which is most of the Western diet. Too much of a bad chemical that we ingest daily through our horrible diets. And then you want to add ice into the freaking cake. Then you have people who don't exercise, who don't do anything. They can work hard though. They can work their asses off, working 16-hour shifts, 18-hour shifts. They're making money while killing themselves in the process. So poetic, isn't it? So poetic. But yeah, that's the way it is, man. See, that's the lens in which I see things now. You know, when I was younger, I didn't know any better. I would see a commercial like that. I'm like, oh man, this cancer thing, man, why are people getting it? Then you have the dumb people. I call them dumb because it's just lack of knowledge, or maybe it's not lack of knowledge, maybe it's just willful ignorance on their part. But you have the dumb people who want to attach everything to religion and say, oh, well, yo, it's a sinful world, and because of sin, that's why people are getting sick. They make it spiritual, but they make it so spiritual that they unhinge the effects from science and logic and common sense. It's not sin. It's just the things we freaking eat. Okay? It's not sin. It's the freaking things we eat. Like it's some, hocus pocus. Oh, well, it's in the air. Then if people get sick, it's in the air. No, it's not in the air. If you do right, you'll be right. You can do bad things, and you could be a person that quote unquote, and I don't qualify, and I want you guys to stop doing this too. Don't qualify things as sin or doing something that's sinful or doing things that's not sinful. As an Afrocentric person, as a melanated person, you have to don't view things the way the Europeans have taught us to view things. It's not about sin or not sinning. As a matter of fact, if you do the studies of the word sin is attached to the Akkadian moon god. It just means that we're all born underneath the moon phase. Everyone is born underneath the moon phase, the months. So when you're born in sin, it doesn't mean that you're born bad. Like to tell a child that you're a sinner before they've even done anything wrong, it's horrible. You have to start looking at things from a vibrational perspective. You have behaviors that are low vibrational and you have behaviors that are high vibrational. It has nothing to do about sin. As a human being, we are electrical beings. So when you do something that's considered sinful by the religious dogmatic rhetoric that's used out there to actually categorize things, which is so stupid because it makes you feel bad about what you've just done. No, you're just making a choice. If you have the ability because you are a God, you're a generator, you're an organizer, and you are a dispenser of your own reality. You are a generator, G. You are an organizer, O. You are a D dispenser, G-O-D. That's the acronym for God. You are the generator, organizer, and the dispenser of your own reality. So you make a choice. Am I going to make a choice to act out with behaviors that are high vibrational? Or am I going to act out in my lower self? We're all trying to ascend to our higher selves. So if you're always in anger, that's a low vibrational emission. Remember, on my lecture on the melanin, you guys should look at that. Toward the end, I talked about the Hawkins consciousness scale. It's an inverted pyramid. Anger is at the bottom. Anger is like hell. The third dimension and hell dimension are almost like linked. And most of the things that we do in this dimension are hellish in terms of the vibrational output. Guilt, shame, fear, pride, ego, jealousy. All right? So when you understand that, because that's why knowledge is very important, you try your best to remove yourself from those low vibrational emotions, because those low vibrational emotions can have you acting out in certain ways, which is why it's called emotion, because it's your energy in motion. And energy in motion ends up being manifested in the physical. So you can't see emotion, but you can see the physical, you can see the body language, you can see the nonverbal cues expressed on somebody's face. So if I have anger, my face is going to show my anger. You know, my eyebrows start to touch, I'm like angry. Man, I'm angry right now. But then after it comes with thought, then the nonverbal cues, because you see it on my face without me even saying a word, then eventually I end up acting it out. And before I act it out, most of the times you're actually going to talk it out before you act it out. What do you see when people get into fights? It starts within. Then they're angry. It shows with the nonverbal cues. Then they talk it out. They start cursing each other out. And after they curse each other out, they get more heated. And then the energy emotion gets into a point where it's physical now. That's when anger is fully matured. It actually has to come out in an act. Same thing with the emotion of love. That's why a couple of morning workout talks ago, I talked to you guys about how love, the word love is not it's an action, it's a verb. Every emotion is a verb because it ends up maturing out to be an act. Love, kindness, all of those are acts. They're actions. All right? So yeah, stop looking at things as I sin. Just like people who are addicted to sex. Like, there's nothing wrong with sex. It's just do it in the right context. Don't let it overtake you. Don't let anything overtake you. Be the master of everything. Don't let anything master you. Masturbation problem? You like masturbating and watching porn? Why are you letting that overtake you? That's just how I look at it. It's same thing with eating. Like, don't overeat. You have people overeating and indulging into sex. They're the same thing. Like, one thing is frowned upon more than the other, but they both have negative effects. If you overeat, you become a glutton and you become obese, and it's unhealthy to your system. If you watch too much porn and you're masturbating too much, that also has physical implications too. It's also not good to actually jack off, because it actually makes if you're a guy, it makes your penis actually small because you're jerking it back. That's not a good practice. And if you're watching porn too much, you're allowing the baser self, because it's a physical act. You're just enamored by the physical. That's the lowest vibrational output. So there's nothing more lower than being addicted to porn. Now, you hear the word I said, addicted, because for any man to sit here and say, I've never watched porn, you're lying. Everybody's watched it. I've watched it. You know, some people every now and then, they'll dibble and dabble in it. There's certain people, they watch it every single day, hours and hours. That's insane. Don't let anything overtake you. Don't let anything overtake you. Have the power to say no and cut it off. Have the power to engage, have the power to disengage. All right? Even if you're married, does that mean that you're supposed to be having sex 24/7? Oh, I'm married now, I can have sex as many times as I want. No, you don't let anything control you. Everything has to be done in balance. In balance, not imbalance. I mean in, 2 words, in balance. Imbalance means it's not balance. IMBALANCE. That's imbalance. I'm not saying imbalance. I'm saying be in balance. If you want your body to be in equilibrium, in balance, then everything else in your life has to be the same thing. I'm not going to tell you, don't never watch porn ever again. I'm sure that to tell a guy to never ever do that would be impossible. Some guys are just, okay, some guys may have a need. They feel like, man, I'm horny, I haven't had sex in a while, let me just watch this little video. But be careful. You have to know thyself. Everyone has to know themselves. I can walk into a room full of nothing. I used to be addicted to cookies, chocolate chip cookies. I would destroy bags. I loved cookies. That was years ago. I could walk into a room with freshly baked cookies and not even blink. I could walk a room full of junk food and not eat. I'm not addicted to those foods. I have self-control. I've trained myself. I'm really disciplined. So I know myself. So I could put myself in certain situations. Same thing with alcohol. When I used to drink and go partying and clubbing, I can be in front of alcohol now and not feel tempted to drink. Some people can't. So you have to know yourself. If you know that certain things trigger you, then stay the hell away from it until you've mastered it. If you haven't mastered something, don't try to, okay, I'm going to go in this and control. No, you're not. You're going to lose every time. So it's all about operating with the goal of operating to your higher self, ascending to your higher self. It's not sin. It's just we're all trying to be better. We sometimes we act out in low vibrational with low vibrational energy, and sometimes we act with high vibrational energy. The goal is to always be high vibrational at more times than not. That's the idea. But no one walking this earth is going to be perfect, and you're not going to go to hell because you acted out in your lower self. It's yourself. You have a lower self and a higher self. It's all in us. Don't try to cure that. Just control that. Remember, yin and yang. You have to take the good and the bad and balance it out. That's what makes life life. You can't have all one. So you're not a sinner. You're just a person that just maybe live to your higher self. Ascend. All right? All right, thank you guys for listening. It's 4:53. I got to start getting my bags ready. They start opening the door a little bit early. But thank you guys for indulging me for another morning workout talk. And I'll see you guys again Wednesday. All right, thank you guys.